Ako muna.
Good day. So this is Team Rod Gabriel R. Villero and my group member Patrick Roldan T. Manzano discussing about unemployment. Ito po yung table of contents ng topic namin. Introduction, understanding unemployment, types of unemployment, causes and effects of unemployment, possible solution for unemployment and references. So bago natin simulan is panoorin muna natin yung short film about sa employment. Credits nga po pala kay Kunda Arif Black for the short film po na about sa employment. So this is the introduction. Unemployment refers to those who are employable and actively looking for work but are unable to find one. Included in this group are those people in the workforce who are working but do not have an appropriate job. Unemployment is one of the indicators of a country's economic status and usually measured by the unemployment rate, which is calculated by dividing the number of jobless persons by the total number of people in the labor. Unemployment, like a major car accident or a nasty divorce, can be a dreadful and wrenching life experience whose ramification can only be completely comprehended by someone who has been through it. Unemployed people and their families face the daily financial hardship of not knowing when their next paycheck will arrive. There are painful adjustments like watching your savings account dwindle, selling a car and buying a cheaper one, or moving to a less expensive place to live.
Even if the jobless person gets another employment, it may pay less than the previous one. Many people consider their profession to be a significant element of their self-worth. The human cost of unemployment alone would support making an unemployment rate a top goal for government policy. When millions of jobless but motivated employees are unable to find work, an economic resource is wasted. The production that jobless employees could have created is referred to as the opportunity cost of unemployment.
Understanding unemployment. The concept unemployment is frequently misunderstood because this includes people who are waiting to return to work after already being released. But still, it excluded people who have started looking for work in the last 4 weeks for a number of reasons, which include leaving to continue study, retirement, disability, or personal issue. Unemployed persons are also not those that aren't actively looking for work but wish to. Those who haven't yet looked for a job in the recent 4 weeks but have decided to seek one in the prior 12 months are classified as marginally linked to the labor force, with a subcategory term discouraged employees, referring to someone who has given up looking for work.
Frictional unemployment occurs when an employee is looking for work or transitioning from one job to another. It's also known as search unemployment, and it can be voluntary depending on the circumstances of the unemployed person. Because jobs and workers are heterogeneous, a mismatch between supply and demand can occur. Skills, pay, working hours, location, seasonal industries, attitude, taste, and a variety of other factors can all play a role in this mismatch. Although economists acknowledge that some frictional unemployment is acceptable as both potential employees and employers take some time to determine the best employee position match. Far too much frictional unemployment is unpleasant. Governments will look for ways to reduce unnecessary frictional unemployment by educating people, counseling, training, and support such as daycare centers.
Another type of unemployment is structural employment. Occurs when the quantity of wages paid surpasses the amount of labor demanded at a given wage, owing to a structural discrepancy between both the quantity of people willing to work as well as the number of jobs available. Job seekers may lack the necessary skill and that may not live in the area in which the jobs are available. It is generally regarded as one of the permanent types of unemployment, with the possibility of improvement only in the long run. An example is a teaching job that requires relocation to China, but the worker cannot secure a work visa due to certain visa restriction. It can also happen when there is a technological change in the organization, such as workflow automation that displaces the need for human labor.
Cyclical unemployment is a type of unemployment that is linked to industry or business cyclical trends. When an economy is doing well, cyclical unemployment is at its lowest, and when it begins to falter, it is at its highest. Unemployment that is cyclical is linked to an industry's business cycle. It is the direct effect of a drop in consumer demand, which has resulted in a drop in labor demand. When cyclical unemployment rises, it means the economy is slowing, which is bad. There is insufficient consumption due to a lack of demand. To support the economy, the government would have to address the issue through various of fiscal and monetary policies.
And next one is institutional unemployment. Long-term or permanent institutional factors and incentive in the economic cause institutional unemployment. The following factors that can all contribute to long-term unemployment. Government policy such as high minimum wage floors, generous social benefits program, and restrictive occupational licensing laws. Labor market phenomena such as efficiency wages and discriminatory hiring. Labor market institution such as high rates of unionization. Possible root causes of unemployment. Number one is legacy of appointed and poor education and training. According to some studies, apartheid's deliberate exclusion of Black people from education and skilled occupation contribute to today's high unemployment rates. Jobs are being lost due to a lack of productivity and inadequate education. Unemployment rises in lockstep with lower educational levels, and the educational system is failing to produce labor market ready skills.
Technological advances. Certain tasks may require fewer workers as a result of technological advancements. An industry-specific innovation for a new computer system that executes a task 2 or 3 times faster than people could result in job losses across the board. If the industry is large enough, the job losses can cause the overall employment rate to rise.
Next one is the job creation. Even in calm economic times, firms lack of or incapacity to create new positions might contribute to an increase in unemployment. Workers who leave their occupations during periods of low or no job creation, according to the Heritage Foundation website, have a harder time obtaining new work. If restricted job growth persists for a long time, the number of jobless employees steadily rises, resulting in a slow but steady rise in the unemployment rate.
Economic downturn. Unemployment may rise as a result of a downturn in the economy. In order to stay profitable or even survive, businesses often eliminate jobs to cut labor costs. If a significant number of sectors are afflicted by poor economic conditions, thousands of employees may be laid off in a brief span of time, resulting in an increase of unemployment.
Ito naman ang effects ng unemployment in terms to individual. Reduced income. As a direct result of not having a job, unemployed people have lower income. Unemployment takes away a person's wages, leaving them with less available income. People without jobs who have no other means of funding frequently rely on with their savings or borrow funds to cover basic expenses like food and housing. People who are unemployed, who have been the primary breadwinner in the family, have it even harder because they must pay for not only their own needs but also those of their family members.
Health problems. Unemployment can too have a critical effect on a person's physical well-being. Being unemployed could be a profoundly unpleasant circumstance, so it may cause stress-related well-being issues such as cerebral pains, tall blood weight, diabetes, heart illness, back torment, and sleep deprivation. These well-being issues frequently result in expanded visits to a specialist and expanded utilization of pharmaceutical to oversee the well-being conditions. Numerous individuals depend on their employments to supply well-being protections. So when an individual is unemployed, they likely don't have to get well-being care. Unemployment can to increment a person's chance of assist decline well-being, as they frequently skip health-related arrangements to diminish costs.
Mental health challenges. Ponders have appeared that unemployment increment a person's hazard for depressive indication. Another mental well-being challenge that unemployed people regularly confront is uneasiness. Unemployed individuals frequently have diminished mental well-being compared to those who are utilized. Unemployed people too regularly encounter a better number of destitute mental well-being days than their utilized counterparts.
Society. The effect of unemployment too comes throughout the community and society in which the unemployed individual lives. While a single unemployed person has little effect on society, High levels of unemployment in certain places often lead to higher poverty rates and poorer neighborhoods, amplifying the social impact of unemployment. Communities with tall unemployment rates are more likely to have constrained business openings, low quality lodging, less accessible recreational exercises, constrained get to open transportation and open administrations, and underfunded schools.
In terms of economy naman, in expansion to impacts on the person and societal levels, unemployment moreover straightforwardly impacts the economy as entire. Agreeing to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Measurements, when individuals are unemployed, they spend less cash, which eventually contributes to less commitment to the economy in connection to administration or product sold and produce. Unemployed people too involvement at this decrease obtaining control, which can take up other people who make items that were acquired by these people without employments as well.
Possible solution for unemployment. Education and training. The goal is to provide long-term unemployed people with new skills that will enable them to find work in developing industries, such as retraining unemployed steel workers in basic computer skills, skills that will assist them in finding work in the service industry. Despite the availability of education and training programs, unemployed people may be unable or unwilling to learn new skills. At best, reducing unemployment will take several years. Unemployment subsidies first can be given charge breaks or endorsements for taking on long-term unemployed. This makes a difference, donate them new confidence and on the work preparing. Be that as it may, it will be very costly and it may energize firms to fair supplant current laborers with the long-term unemployment to advantage from the charge breaks.
Fight discrimination. We ought to attempt to battle all sorts of discrimination as a society. This moreover incorporates gender inequality in nations where ladies are still curbed and not seen as similarly imperative as men. Governments and celebrities ought to talk up and appear the common open that ladies are as vital as men and thus gap discrimination due to sex isn't a sensible behavior. By doing so, the work openings for lady may move forward since the acknowledgement towards them will be increased. The creation of more job opportunities. The workforce of any nation as a rule makes up a huge portion of its population. In arranged to cater to the size of each individuals, all nations ought to guarantee that they make numerous work openings so that all the individuals who are energetic to work get the chance to do so. This having said, the government ought to guarantee that individuals are paid enough for the administration which they give so that at the conclusion of the day, no individual feels like he or she is being exhausted and paid less. And these are references. Thank you.